All right, we are back with half-baked thoughts on training, and we've got three aces of the Wolfpack and Big Kurt, the final face of Mick Foley. And we're in for a treat. Scants is just finding out Rob's puzzle page.
I know. I'm looking at this. There's friggin' is this Cyrillics? Fuck is going on
Probably.
here?
There's
There's,
everything there.
there's
So so
Hebrew.
so currently we're missing out on the International Puzzle Party in New York right now. And my father-in-law is a member of this exclusive club. And Scant is just learning how many puzzles he has in his collection.
Shit, dude, this is physical puzzles. This is
Yeah, it's all mechanical puzzles and twisty puzzles
these
and
like
all
these
kinds of.
tricky boxes and shit that this is fucking cool, buddy.
So did your father-in-law go absolutely fucking crazy for fidget spinners or
Oh yeah, no, he. I think Audrey has one, at least one. Like he collects everything. It's impressive.
well that'll
Like
be
we're
really fun for you to deal with. That'll be really fun for you to deal with someday.
So is this all stuff he owns?
yeah.
So it's physical. I don't know why I thought it was kind of like New York Times
Well,
puzzle.
so
You know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
wow.
apparently the dude that made the like makes all of the crossword puzzles is a member of this. So like the New York Times crossword puzzle guy is
yeah,
apparently part of this puzzle party. And so like every year they have their annual meeting or like conference or whatever the hell they call it, and on a different continent every year.
it's
Not
crazy.
not all seven, but like, you know, there's an Asia year, there's a Europe year, there's a
They
North
haven't gone to
America
find
year.
out the puzzle of the ice wall down in Antarctica.
Did you ever think that maybe there's uh possibly a curse placed upon them that if they don't meet, they'll all like rapidly age or something like that? A little Stephen King action.
It could be.
That
I'm
could
not
be
Maybe
sure.
it.
it's maybe it's
I went to one,
Benjamin Button. Maybe it's opposite. Maybe they're getting younger.
Oh,
right? So Scans, the only time that we went to Ottawa was actually in 2015. And that was when he went to the puzzle party and we just kind of tagged along and then just went like sightseeing and stuff.
hmm.
And that was right before I started working for the government. It's the only reason why I remember it.
So he has so much shit. He has a website to track all of his shit that he has.
Dude,
Yes.
you know what? It's like Jim Radar for mechanical puzzles.
Yeah,
For
that's
fucking
exactly what it is.
dorks. If you thought Jim Radar was for dorks,
If you're a dork, have I got a website for you?
You can guarantee that if some guy was a puzzle dork, he'd be looking at this going like, "Oh, dude, I gotta show you guys my stuff."
You know what though? The worst part is like when you start playing with one of the puzzles, like it's infuriating when you can't figure it out. And then you have to go into like the mindset of the creator of the puzzle to say, okay, what are the assumptions of normal people and how are they all going to fuck up on this?
Yep,
And it's infuriating because you know that you're getting played by some random dude that's probably dead.
bastard. I hope the puzzle killed him.
Yeah. Search Rob's what is it?
Rob's puzzle page.
Puzzle page,
No,
yeah.
Rob's Pyraminx or
What?
Rob's Pyraminx or what's the other version of it? It's like the simplest version of a uh, Rubik's cube, but it's like a triangle.
I'm seeing one of those on there.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
make it my
he,
mission. I'm gonna make it my mission to buy both of these IPs and just shut the websites down.
yeah, so Pyraminx
Unless
Duo,
they meet annually on a
yeah,
different continent and
yeah,
send you video.
yeah. If you see the Pyraminx Duo, that's he didn't create it, but he theorized it as the simplest twisty puzzle. So I think he used to get royalties for it,
Hmm.
and it's like a triangle within a triangle.
And his daughter fell in love with you. Color me shocked.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if you think I have a touch of the tism, just wait. I'm the retard in the family.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah. I'm so like we probably don't agree much on like politics and all of that stuff, but we did get into an argument when he worked for a health insurance company. And that was when like Claire and I were dating. So that was fun. It turns out
I got
health
into it.
insurance isn't more affordable and he doesn't work there anymore. So I kind of win that one.
I got into an argument with the health insurance person this week because they weren't covering some meds that Maddie and I need, and I screamed at a lady on the phone for 5 minutes.
Nice. See, he was in what was it enterprise architecture, I think. So like IT stuff, which kind of explained and I don't know what level of management he was in, but that kind of explains why he's not like a CEO or like top level executive, but he reported to them.
Hmm.
When you
But
got
he's
done
no,
yelling at that missus, did you tell her to thank you for your service? It's nurse week, buddy.
don't you know who I am?
Send her a
Who do you
picture.
think you are? I am.
Yeah, that lady I talked to on the phone didn't realize that she was talking to a nurse, and it's Nurses Week,
If only she
and
knew.
nobody's even gotten me anything this week. That's how it's going.
You should
I
end every bad conversation with, I hope to see you in my fucking emergency room someday.
Good luck. Hope you like being awake for your surgeries.
Get completely
played,
immobilized. Blink 3 times if you can hear me.
Yeah, that's the
so
crazy thing is like with anesthesia, like if we have to call a anesthetist to push paralytics, but when I was a flight nurse, I didn't have to, and we just carried enough paralytics to like really ruin somebody's day. And it's just like if you messed up your syringes when you were intubating somebody, like you would just have them be completely paralyzed but completely conscious, which would be fucking terrifying.
yeah.
That would be horrifying, dude. What's that? This like that sleep paralysis and shit like that?
This would be worse because you're still conscious.
Say, except for real.
wow.
I got called into this. I got called into this shithole hospital in the middle of nowhere, and this CRNA was not good at all. And I actually wrote this up, but she intubated this guy, and she just gave him paralytics. She didn't give him any sedation, so this guy was fully awake on like a breathing tube, looking at me. I was like, "Holy shit! I got to do something about this." And it's like that would be the fucking worst because you're just awake. You could still feel it, like you could still feel pain because your nerve endings still work. So you're just sitting there with a tube in your throat and you're just awake.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Ooh.
So you're just paralyzed, but you can feel everything.
Yeah,
Oh my god, dude.
It's like the
Oh,
worst
shit.
VR experience ever.
Yeah.
yeah.
On that note, let's abruptly change the subject.
Speaking of that, you can bring some to the Live Hard, Live Easy, right? Though we
Yeah,
just want to
just a
try it,
little
just a little
bit.
taste, just a little taste, right?
Well, I'll push it in an IV and we'll see how fast you can run or how
Can
far
we
you can run.
mix it with ammonia? Just a little taste.
Just a little
Maybe.
sniff.
I just want to be a little paralyzed.
I think that's what killed Jim Morrison.
Well, among other things, there's a lot of conspiracies there. But now that we're wildly sidetracked, let's get an intro to Big Kurt and explain your background, what you've been doing lately, and how you feel about being one of the faces of Mick Foley.
Oh man, that was a welcome surprise. I just kind of had to put myself out there and make a tribute to Black History Month, and I think because of that, I won the favor of the group members and the many faces of Mick Foley. All of a sudden, I had an invite to an Instagram chat group that's paid dividends for me ever since then. I want to say, yeah, that was obviously that was end of February, beginning of March or so. But I became a Massonomics crew member back in 2024, a couple months before crew falls, and decided to just show up there before ever like engaging anybody in conversation seriously online.
That was awesome, by the way.
Like admittedly, like I didn't take the time to figure out Discord. Like I knew like that I belonged into the Discord, but like didn't really like explore it at all. And the Lift Hard Live Easy looked really cool, but I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to make it out last summer for there. So I saw them advertising Crew Falls, and I said, "All right, well, I can make this, so I'm not going to waste this opportunity. I'll just come out," thinking that it was going to be like a convention kind of, I guess, or whatever. And
Like a
then
Boy,
as I
you were
started
wrong.
going into the Discord, I realized I'm like, oh shit, like these guys are all like close friends and like everybody knows everybody. Um, I'm just kind of like jumping into this. They're gonna think I'm a total psychopath, but fortunately it worked out. And over I guess what now, the past 18 months or so or whatever, I've been able to form more and more friendships and communicate with more people, with the crown jewel of that being invited into the many faces of Mick Foley a couple months ago.
So, had you ever been to South Dakota before 2024, or ever thought you would go to South Dakota?
I mean, I flew over it once on the way to Montana. But
And now
yeah,
you've
I
been here.
didn't.
Now you've been here 3 times in 2 years.
3 times, about to be four in a couple months. Not many people can
It
put
only
that in
makes
a bingo
sense.
card.
Yeah, it only makes sense. As
As
That
I
needs to
said in
be the
conversation with a friend the other day, I'm just like, yeah, you got to come out to South Dakota with me one of these times. Like, I don't think there's many people here on the East Coast that can say that.
Most people ask where it is.
Yeah.
this is going to be a tourism ad for Visit South Dakota. It's just 90% of tourist revenue for the state comes from Massonomics.
That's when Tanner and Tommy get elected governor and lieutenant governor of the state. They're just going to run the board of tourism that way.
When I came
They
out,
honestly probably have a shot. There's what,
Yeah,
26 people?
yeah, 28.
And all of them
including
are
them.
Massonomics members.
Yeah, basically that's it. So they have a pretty good likelihood of winning.
Just repeat everything you said over the last 2.5 minutes there, boys.
Why are you out of
We were
breath,
just-
Scants? Scants, why are you so out of breath?
Because it was awesome. Well, actually, it's because my conditioning is shit. I'm fat, so.
He was watching Cops.
Whew.
Cops isn't on until 4.
I was gonna say, I thought Cops doesn't come on till 10.
Nothing's going on.
Well, he has Scants time. It's actually 10:30 for him right now.
It is. It's 10:30. Yep. That's all right.
So, Kurt, how's your training going lately?
Training was going awesome until about the last 5 weeks or so. And everybody's got stuff going on in their life, so I can't like claim any kind of excuse. But I've just kind of I've done a less than stellar job managing stress and getting adequate sleep. It just really hasn't been like the most conducive environment for training. But looking to turn that around really, really quickly.
Have you tried drinking crippling amounts of caffeine
Yeah.
at 9:30 p.m.?
There are certain performance enhancers that I've heard about, so that might be a good way to foray into it.
Just saying, it's an option.
No, but
Your squat looked pretty good though.
I was gonna say we got about what? We got 70 days until the meet, I think.
Something like that. 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, you don't you don't need to be strong today. You need to be strong. What, July 18th?
That's right. Start your taper.
And we don't, yeah, right.
More milligrams, more kilograms.
And we don't lift until what, go figure, like 9 a.m. that day or whatever. And for the past couple weeks, most of my training sessions have been at 5 a.m., which just sucks. Like I do my best to try to make it work, but it's awful. But my coaching season is coming to an end, so I'm not going to be reliant on training exclusively at 5 a.m. anymore. So I'm pinning a lot of hopes on that. But honestly, like things feel like they're working. Like you guys have given me some great cues, and all the lifts like feel like I'm locked in and like I'm doing some things correctly. Like I said, Joe, like I just like I'll get in the gym and it's time to try to do like my heavy pulls or whatever, and it's only like 5:30 and I'm still waking up and it just blows.
Yeah, but you're already. But look at it this way, dude. You're already in degraded mode. If you're hitting what you're hitting in a world of shit,
yeah.
Once you're hitting the platform at 9:30,
exactly.
It's fucking glorious, man.
Yeah, man.
And just remember who goes 9 for 9.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I did give Kurt a pep talk last year at the Lift Hard Live Easy. I'll tell you off air the advice I gave him.
You don't want to strike?
Yeah.
There's a line there. What line don't you want to cross, Paul?
There's some discrepancy as to when exactly you gave that line. And the way I remember it, it was after my first bench. So like the way I remember it is I missed my third squat, which, like if you knew the tone of this entire conversation, you're supposed to miss your third squat. If you're not missing your third squat, there might be a problem.
Well, you either miss your second or your third. Because if you miss your second, then you get it on your third because you made technical corrections.
Yep.
Which shows that you almost kind of know what you're doing. Not as if somebody missed their second squat at a recent meet and then got it.
So yeah, I got a lot of really helpful input, but I got a lot of really helpful input heading into the meet last year. And I guess like one point to start with here is like they say like, go for that second lift being what you want to hit, like to where like, yeah, if I hit that, then great. I had a good meet. Is that pretty much the adage that you should go off of?
It depends.
Okay.
Like it depends on your personality. A lot of people will want to try and hit like 9 for 9, whereas like I'm just on that spectrum enough to be like 6 for 9 is my true max. But in the off chance that the stars align and the planets align and everything's perfect, 9 for 9 is the unicorn day that I want to remember for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's never happened. Maybe someday it'll happen, but I know my second attempts are always my true max. Or I make a lot of mistakes and like shit happens. Like where I had missed my second bench and my third bench, it was a weight that in training I could hit for a double. It's just that day I was just having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Or benching after squatting, I never do because I have an upper and a lower day. What about you, Scants?
I usually, back when I was still doing powerlifting, to me, my second, it was going to be essentially a 1 rep max, but comfortably so.
Yep.
It wasn't nervous. You know what I mean? It was walking in going, yeah, I'm fucking tapping this. And then my third was always, I think I said it before here. This is why I started doing heavy walkouts because I got used to my third being unracked. Like, holy fuck, this is heavy.
Yep.
So that's why I started doing heavy walkouts so that third because I was already beaten.
Yep.
I was already scared of it. You know what I mean? So the nerves got into me. So that's why I started doing the heavy walkouts. So that third would be like 105, 103, 104, 105%. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Depending on the day. If you're having a good day, fucking let it ride, bud. But
Mhm.
Well,
I don't
that's
get
like
sad.
with Bryce, where the first time he ever touched 800 was his attempt at 804 last year at the Lift Hard Live Easy. And it was like, dude, maybe you need to just walk out, 900 and then nothing feels heavy.
I,
So
I loved I loved it when I was doing that. It was like I said, I can still remember how that third was something I'd never hit before. As soon as you unlock it, you're like, holy fuck, this is heavy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
Yeah.
it's yeah, that's as soon as you started loading up with something big, I'm squatting say 440 or 450 or something like that. I'd slap a couple of 45s or 35s or something on, and just to feel what 500 and change felt like, so that
Mhm.
when you put 462, it's
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, I've felt this before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've never squatted
yeah.
it, but
Paul,
You know it's
when
not
you
going to crush
crashed
you.
out, when you crashed out, what'd you miss? Like 425, and then you just loaded up 595.
Yeah, I loaded 595 and just walked it out, and then that felt good. And then I went three for like for my meets. I like to hit all my squats just because it kind of puts me in the right mindset for the day. So
Yep.
like I will try to hit all my squat attempts, but like bench, I very rarely go 3 for 3 on bench just because bench is
Yep.
my it's just so like a 7 for 9 meet isn't that bad for me. Um, but yeah, like the heavy walkouts I think helped with just like the confidence of it all. And then, just like, oh, I'm not going to get crushed under the weight like I think I am. It's like, oh, this isn't that heavy. Like I can walk around with this on my back. It's not a big deal. I don't know.
Well,
That's,
especially where you had so much stress in your life too, where when
yeah.
you hit that 595, like you were having a horrible day, and being able to feel that much weight was actually like a huge win for you too. Like just
Hmm.
psychologically, like you were beating yourself up so much with the like missing like 425, whereas like feeling something that heavy is such a big neurological impulse that like you can't feel sad.
Right. Yeah. And, now that my back is back to like 99% of what it was. So what was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I just did 5 triples at 315, which is
Yep.
probably more than what you wanted me to do. But like, I don't know, it felt good. And then
Yep.
I did heavier block pulls than you wanted me to do too, but it's just like everything felt right. So I don't know, just gonna roll the dice.
Yeah,
But
we
like,
want to avoid getting hurt again, so let's stay
we'll
there
be
for
fine.
another week.
I don't have to chainsaw anything for the foreseeable future, so I should be fine.
Okay. All right,
not
we'll play
And
that
then
one out a little
Well,
bit
it
more.
doesn't count if you unintentionally misload it, right? That's just a happy
right.
coincidence.
Right. No, no, no. That saves you when you're having a really bad day, but then you realize that like you're using 55s instead of 45s.
So like
Like, oh,
today,
this is way
today,
better.
today, I thought I hit a 285 triple for bench with a kabuki bar, and then I remembered, oh wait, this is a 55 pound bar. That was 295. It's like, oh, that felt a lot better than I thought it was going
score.
to.
Not to brag, boys, but I squatted 5 for body weight today for 3 sets. Kind of a big deal.
There you go.
Some
So
big
we've got
numbers.
we've got our new gym member. So we have uh, a freshman sprinter that joined us. It's formerly College Matt's oldest sister, who's still younger than him. So she's like 14, freshman in high school, and so she's just started, and she's done 3 workouts so far in the last 8 days, and we just got her to squatting the SSB to a box. It's like an 11-inch box right now, and we hit like 3 sets of 5, just feeling that out. and then she went into after that. So we did like a bunch of jumps, the relative strength index kind of stuff, just to see where she's at with that. Hurdle hops, just to see how fast she can get off the ground over 18-inch hurdles. Dumbbell jumps with 15s, probably a little bit too heavy for her, but I figured screw it, we'll just get a record on the board. Uh, Kaiser quarter air squats, and then like step up. So she's easing into training, but it was like hour and a half, mostly just bullshitting and just seeing how she does. But like,
Did you say she does track?
yeah, but like she she's she came to the gym because she needs a lot of help.
Yeah, yeah.
Like our goal was like I think her best 100 meters was like 16.8. So we're working on getting that down because competitive as a, like most girls are in the like 12 to 15 range.
Mhm.
So we're an outlier where we're competing. We're going to see how much we can improve that this year, but I can't make any promises because there's like two more track meets outside of like, the conferences and states that she won't qualify for.
But she's looking to lift to improve her track,
Right.
vice dump track and become a lifter.
Right.
Seems
Well, and so it worked out perfect. She wants to do pole vault, but she doesn't have the skill yet to, be good at pole vault or to get put in at that event in the track meets.
yeah.
And it was just kind of funny because it was like, oh, if you can acquire a pole somewhere, I've got pole vault mats anyway in my yard, and you live, a mile down the road. So anytime you want to use them, just promise not to sue me, and you're good. But it was like, oh, I'm probably the one of maybe five people in the nation that has pole vault mats in their backyard. So it was like, if you want to learn pole vault, I can't teach you the skill of pole vault, but I have the, 95% of the purchase is in my backyard.
I've got the capacity to let you do it so I can sit and laugh while you
Yeah.
impale yourself or
That's how I trained. So my brother pole vaulted, and he cleared 13 foot 3 or 13 foot 6, something like that. He was top 10 in the state when he graduated or whatever, and had an academic scholarship Division 2 for pole vault. Yeah, academic.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Like,
somehow found the money academically.
yeah, they found the money because it was the University of New Haven, and it was like he was getting recruited by the University of Rhode Island, and they were like, the coach called him up and was like, "You're too dumb to get into this school, but I can get you in if you promise to do track."
done.
And it was like, well, he didn't even go to that school. He went to University of New Haven to watch, CSI for a criminal justice degree. But it was one of those where he got the scholarship and then quit before like summer workouts because he didn't want to run a mile and a half. And then somehow he got into mixed martial arts where he was running 5 miles a day anyway. Doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So that's my ace in the hole for if he gets off his fat ass and actually like comes up to give her tips on how to train pole vault. We can,
Cool.
and hopefully he'll use the pole and get hurt, but we'll see.
Steve, running and lifting seems like just such an impossible mix, especially when it comes to squatting, man. Like I
Well, no, it's the same principles apply to everything.
mhm.
So it's still the same body. So like you need to increase relative strength and you need to become more elastic. And that's basically it. You do those two things, you're gonna run fast.
Like the other week I ran a half mile. It was some charity thing at school, and I ended
Yep.
up running a half mile. Like my next two squat sessions, I felt super tight, and like getting down to death was like a
Right,
whole
but
new
a half
exercise.
mile is distance.
Yeah,
Sprint work is all Look at sprinters, dude. They're just meat. You're using your mass to
Right.
propel yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Have you
there's an
tried drinking
interview
more
where
milk? Drink more milk and you'll be better.
Especially before the run.
What's the worst could
the
happen?
somebody asked Usain Bolt what his fastest mile time was, and he was like, "I never run it
Yeah.
Why would he?
because
Yep.
right, it's only giving you opportunities for in a fatigue state. If your running isn't good, you're only going to compound all of those issues that are being exposed each stride.
Yeah.
Where with shorter sprints, if there's more room for error where you're not compounding those errors over and over again. It's like squatting or deadlifting with bad form, right?
Hmm.
If you do it a lot, you're going to have a bad time. But if you only do it a little bit, you're giving yourself less chances for error and
Hmm.
less chances for that error to actually injure you. I'm just rationalizing why I don't run long distance with my fucked up leg.
Mm.
No, but I mean, if
But,
you look at it, it's the same as doing the difference between strongman and powerlifting. When I
right.
did the switch over, it's like, what do you mean 60 seconds of reps? Like, what?
Yeah.
And you hit, you're used to hitting triples.
Yeah.
Now suddenly it's like, I'm doing sets of 8. Like, what the hell, dude? You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and with that too, it's like you look at I mean, I don't know how often those stats are updated, but like when you look at the injury rates in whatever studies that they release, it's like powerlifting is, you know, arguably twice as safe as, it's like one injury per 1,000 hours or whatever the statistic is.
It's one
It's
of the safest
half,
activities. Yeah.
yeah, it's half as much as strongman though, because strongman is that longer durations, odd objects. It's 5 events or 6 events usually in a competition. Like there's more room for error, and there's more room for error in a fatigue state. Whereas powerlifting, you're the prima donna, making sure everything's perfect.
Hmm.
Yep.
That
Which
makes sense.
that's
Yeah,
why
but
it's
like
like you're almost better off trained for powerlifting and then just jump into a strongman comp, with the exceptions of like you know make sure that you're overhead pressing. Like you're gonna have to develop the skill. But like if you're already strong, you're going to do pretty well in a strongman comp, and it's not until you get to those higher levels of competition that you're going to actually need skill acquisition. And you kind of see it with like strongmen are really good at push pressing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Where if they sign up for a local weightlifting meet, they do okay, not great, but not terrible.
Hmm.
There's some mobility restrictions with that, but you're almost better off just get really strong, and then you can do lots of stuff.
True.
Yeah.
But I mean, it goes for everything. It's, yeah, like, you know, powerlifting gave me good skills with squat and deadlift and stuff like that. But a powerlifting deadlift is different than a strongman deadlift. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, definitely.
that's my biggest thing when I do the lift hard, live easy. I go for that third pull where everything kind of goes gray within the first half millisecond, except my brain is saying, don't hitch, don't hitch, don't hitch, don't hitch. Because I'm just used to hitching if I need be. As soon
Oh
as it's
yeah.
kind of blacking out, just hitch it. My body will just hitch. So the entire time I go to do a pull with the powerlifting part, it's like, don't hitch, fuck, don't.
Yeah, and that's where you get into I mean, even with like athletic performance too, you kind of see that with like I was it Zach Goodman, I think, mentioned like a thrower's bench press, where it's like you want like the ass lifting off the bench if you're like using your entire body to really strain through.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to transfer it as just like a transfer of force and trying to use the bench press as like the most amount of volume that you can do on an upper body throw, you're not going to bench like you are for a powerlifting meet. And that's where I get into trouble too, where it's like on in a meet, I spend so much time making sure that I don't lift my ass off the bench, especially if it's a different bench than what I have, because my fat pad is, 2 inches higher than a normal bench,
Mm.
but I'm also using different shoes than I do when I'm wearing my Sabo deadlift shoes at the meet too. So it's like, unless you're, you know, so neurotic that you're making sure that all of your equipment is identical to the meet, you're going to have that transference issue when you specialize in a strength sport and going to those comp standards. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was one thing I got neurotic about last year is I was using the Olympic plates and I was using kilo plates at loading in.
Hmm.
And I haven't done that this year. I'm just kind of hoping that that's not going to be an issue at all. Weight is weight, hopefully.
Yep.
Weight's weight, man. When guys make a big
Oh
deal
yeah.
out of that, I don't even understand that.
Yeah, I
It
just at
makes
the
it
end of the day, I'm like, I don't think that was worth it. I think that I was just putting myself through a bunch of shit that I didn't need to.
Oh,
so
definitely.
if you're deadlifting 600 plus, so like for me, if I have 600 on my deadlift bar with just pound plates, right? It just
Hmm.
stretches it out. So it changes where that actually breaks the ground versus somebody that deadlifts, 400, there's not a whole hell of a lot of change. So until you get to like even a higher level than me, like Bryce could benefit from having kilo plates because he's pulling 800, right?
Hmm.
So for when he pulls 770 on a bar with just uncalibrated pound plates, like there's probably a 2 inch difference in height of the bar when it actually breaks. But
That's it.
like unless you're at that level pulling that kind of weight, it really doesn't matter. And like even for like whippiness of a squat bar or a power bar when you're walking out a squat, if you have 700 and it's damn near out to the end of the collars, like it feels different than if everything's a little bit tighter. But for me, a wannabe 500-pound squatter, kilo plates versus pound plates doesn't make a whole bit of difference. I can feel it on a deadlift, but like I pulled 617 in Columbus and I pulled 635 at home. And it's like, does it feel that much different? It's like at some point your last deadlift just feels heavy, regardless of if it's a pound
Right.
plate or if it's a kilo plate. It's
Yep.
like, is there some minutia and different when you're getting to like the top 5% of your pulling relatively heavy weights? Sure, but like unless you're at that point, it really doesn't make a difference. And I think it plays less of a difference than like a power bar versus a deadlift bar if you're pulling more than 400. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But like,
Hmm.
I don't think there's a whole like make having guys be like, well, it has to be, everything has to match, everything has to be calibrated. It's like at some point, just getting the feeling of straining is what you're going for. Cause like I very,
Hmm.
very rarely hit an actual max lift in the gym, so it's like, what does it really matter? In my opinion.
Hmm.
Wow, nailed it, dude.
Yep.
It's the dudes with the high numbers, and I mean, I pulled on a monster bar, a 3 foot different bar. I pulled 530 for a single versus my PR was touch over 500, so it's 30 pounds at a 10 full foot bar, like, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not that much. You know what I mean? Somebody says, I didn't really get that much out of it.
Well,
Given
and
bar.
it's funny because was it Jen had missed a deadlift? What was that? A week and a half ago,
Yeah,
and it seemed like reading her caption like she was upset about missing that deadlift, but it was like all of the life stress and whatnot, and it was like one of those where I had commented because it was kind of funny that Paul and Matthew Sunling have both missed like 10% less than what their max is. And it's just a stressed out day where,
yep,
it's just not there. And it's like, oh, no big deal, just move on. And it's like everyone has those days. And like talking to Bryce, especially where it was like, if you can vary 10%, like with him, that's 75 goddamn pounds. It's 80 pounds.
Damn.
yep.
Like sometimes you know, your one rep max on that day is 10% less than what you normally do. And just being okay with that and aware of it means that you won't be stressed. so that you can actually recover from whatever actually is stressing you out, and you'll be, moving forward faster. Where a lot of us want to, think the world's ending, and then you stress yourself out more, and then you don't actually recover.
Yeah, I think that's one of the hidden benefits of what I was referring to, like the past couple of weeks kind of sucking. Like a couple years ago, I think maybe I would refuse to allow myself to acknowledge that shit kind of sucks right now, so the performance isn't going to be optimal, and just try to like grunt through it. Whereas kind of like halfway through this period, I'm like, dude, you're not going to hit maxes. Like you're not going to keep
Yep.
linear progressing throughout
Yep.
this time period right now, just because the recovery time is going to take longer, and like even like getting to the gym is kind of the victory right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maintaining is winning. I mean, look
Yep.
at everybody you work with. They don't maintain; they lose a little bit every year, right? So if you can maintain even on your worst weeks, you're going to end up at the end of the year miles ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
100%.
I forgot about this one. So we had my nephew's third birthday party. And so my brother still talks to, because apparently with him, he still talks to people that stop lifting. Whereas I'm pretty much, you're either talking about lifting and you lift, or you're dead to me. And so all of our like initial, it used to be me, my brother, our friend Rocco, and then my old training partner. I call him now formerly Big Steve, because he was 6'2", 270, bench whatever the hell he wanted, kind of thing. Got into bodybuilding, then you know lost weight, and then like he was still a bro lifter at heart. He never got into powerlifting, and now he runs like a landscape company and doesn't lift at all. And it was like just seeing all of them at the birthday party, where it was like, wow, you look like a sack of shit. And it's like they're trying to make like derogatory comments because I still lift, and I'm just like, you're not even people. You're below, like you're subhuman. Like I am so terrible at that, where it's like I have no respect for anyone that quits lifting, because it's like you're just not serious. You're not real.
Derogatory comments like "I can't believe you have time for that," or like "I can't believe you still put yourself through
Yes.
Yeah, like the shits
Yeah.
of it is like if Steve can make it work with two daughters that are like very high needs, like you find time 4 days a week to go lift, like anybody can. You just have shitty excuses,
Yeah.
like figure it out. You lift at 5:30 in the morning. Do you want to? No, but like that's the time you can get it in.
Get her
So, like,
fucking done.
you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
We can't all be
It
retired
was
like Scants and just do whatever we want, but
Fucking wish. No, but I mean, like that is the. It was funny when I used to run the base powerlifting team. It was me in my 40s with a bunch of 23-year-old absolute units. Like they were just a bunch of friggin' savages. And every now and then you get one of them, you'd be like, yeah, fucking, I'm kind of stressed out. My numbers aren't doing well. And the first thing I'm like, hey, dude, like, what'd you do today? Well, we had unit PT at 06. Like, what'd you do? I'm like, you're an infantry guy, so let me guess, 10K run. He's like, you got a 10K run. What'd you do then? Well, we did navigation exercises in the field. I'm like, so how far did you walk? He's like, well, about 15Ks. I'm like, okay. And what'd you have for lunch? You had a friggin' ration pack, yeah? And what were you doing last night? Well, not much. Well, I mean, I hung drywall till like 3 in the morning. I'm like, and you're still hitting these numbers, dude. Change your perspective on it,
Yeah.
And but like, yeah, like the switch to the like just because you're doing the morning things, that's not, everybody always thinks that it's like, well, you're not going to be doing perfect. And they're like, they I find people think that means that you're gonna go and be a pussy about it. Well, no, you're still gonna go work as hard as you can, but you're just gonna fall a little bit short because
right.
you're
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 gonna hit
integrated.
80% or
You know what I mean?
85% rather than 95%.
That's it. So it's it's
I think I
sorry.
think that's part of the problem, that like when you're warming up, and like I'll give you an example. Like yesterday I went in for deads. 225 felt like I was trying to pull a mountain off the floor.
Yep.
Like I knew, like, I'm like, I am not going to hit the numbers that I want to take. I think knowing when to recalibrate is the real tough part there that I'm still very much figuring out.
Yeah.
So we all are.
Yeah. Just do a couple sets at 225. And if it, say, you're supposed to do, whatever. So do a couple extra sets at 225. And if it still feels really shitty, just, take a little bit off of your top set and just, end on a win. Don't burn yourself off. And then all of a sudden you're like me and 585 doesn't budge off the floor and you fucking rage quit and you go inside.
Yeah, but the shit
or hang on. Or if it moves like shit, just move on to your accessories and focus on your accessories.
100.
Because you're going to be able to feel like you hit something achievable and impressive on your accessories because you're not burnt out by the main lift. And those accessories that you're going to hit are going to build the weaknesses that make it so that you're going to progress.
Plus, mentally, you just put one in the W column.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, you got to find that
walking out all friggin' jacked and swole because you were just hammering reps and volume and all that kind of crap. Dude, I've walked out in the middle of warm-ups. I finally got to the point where I stopped pushing through. Things weren't lined up and continuing with the mantra in my trade is don't be a fucking pussy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, oh, you're tired? Great. Anyways, go do your fucking job. Like there is no mercy in my friggin' trade. So it took me a lot to get out of that in my head. When I'm going in and things aren't going right, it's like, okay, well, 50 milligrams of fucking man up and get it done.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're blowing tendons and shit like that. So it took me a while, but there's been days, not a lot. They're very few, but we're partway through. I'm like, this is not a good day. Things are not going to go well today. And I'd either jump into some pump work or just, I'm calling her a day. I'm walking back in the house and I'm done for the day. I'll hit her tomorrow.
Yeah. When we had our new lifter, we had her jump in because I didn't know how often she was going to lift and whatnot. So I was like, you know what? It'll be good for her to just see what her brother and all of us do. And she just jumped in and she did like goblet squats as we were squatting with a safety bar to a box. And it was one of those days where Pat was just firing. So it was like, all right, we're going to let this run. So it was like we had, Matt and Christo were squatting like 385 for threes or something like that. And with Pat, his 5 rep max record was like 485. But he was like, nah, I'm just loading 5 plates, dude. So it was like 515 at the top. And he hit his triple. And it was like, all right, we're just going to let him run. But then, like, it was one of those where I needed her to be exposed to that so that she knows what's possible in the future. I mean, he runs a 4.5, but like she needs to see what is possible rather than her staying with just the goblet squat and like a 10-pound plate or, a 20-pound dumbbell. So it's one of those where it's like you kind of have to balance everything and see when to run and when to hold stuff back.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'll throw it out there, something that doesn't really get spoken of much is always the negative. There's days that you're sitting in there and everything is going shit. You don't feel like going in. And suddenly, dude, it just clicks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and you're just like, holy shit, dude. I just hit literally a 10-pound PR and something I never thought I'd touch.
That's another thing. So like we were switching things up to be suboptimal where with her it was like, all right, we're gonna lift Friday and Sunday because that's what fits her schedule. So on Sunday I told everyone and just kind of assumed that everyone was good. So Pat, after squatting 515 for 3, he was just like, yeah, I can't do that. So he shows up, he tries on some of the jumps, and then he's like, no, I'm cooked. I need a couple of days. And so he didn't work out, but he just helped coach. And I was like, oh, yep, perfect. This is a win. Because at least as a coach, he was hitting coaching PRs. Because he could explain things that I was, going too far into the weeds, and he could, pull me back a little bit and explain it a little bit better. So sometimes you just have to find something completely different. And actually, Kurt, Could you explain some of your baseball coaching experience?
Yeah, so a couple years ago when I started to get a lot more into lifting, the head coach asked me, he said, "Would you be interested in just kind of overseeing the off-season conditioning program?" I said, "Hell yeah, yeah, absolutely." And I started coaching a lot of our mainly underclassmen. A lot of the upperclassmen know what they're doing by that point, so they're
Yeah.
off and running and doing their own program. But for the underclassmen, showing them the primary compound lifts, and it's an awesome experience. Somebody said something recently on Instagram. I can't remember who it was, but it's like, what is your contribution to the lifting community besides lifting? And like that can look at like a lot of different things. It can be coaching in some aspect. It could be helping out and spotting it at a meet. It could be judging or whatever. But there's a lot more opportunities than people realize to kind of contribute to this awesome community of lifting. So that's been a really welcome experience when I've had the opportunity to like work with guys and help them learn some new techniques and really learn how to progress squatting, benching, deadlifting, whatever. The frustrations have come in when they've left deadlifting behind for the trap bar deadlifts exclusively. That's been the bane of my
To
existence.
build the ego.
Just call them B team.
Yeah, right.
God, you remember when you used to train with me when you were a man?
Oh,
Anyways,
Steve said you can just walk by and be like, "Oh, that's cute."
it's like a deadlift, only smaller.
That's the trick. You always say either that's cute or that's adorable.
But yeah, no, that does make perfect sense, man. Like, like that's a win to take right there.
What's one of the more surprising things that you found as you coach?
Uh,
Like, do you find like people that you think that you're gonna enjoy training are like miserable, and then the people that you really hesitated and didn't want to try and help actually turn out to be like your favorite people to work with?
it's just been a new way to kind of foster connections,
Okay.
and like it's kind of changed it's kind of changed the way a lot of the kids in the school like look at me. It's just like, oh yeah, that's Wachowski lifts. So like that's been a huge benefit. But I think the pleasant surprise is like you really can for these novice guys like see some pretty incredible growth like in a 2 to 3 month time.
Oh
um
yeah.
like that's I think been like the biggest positive thing. As far as like the surprises, like you were saying, Scants, I think you said it a couple minutes ago, like when it clicks.
Yep.
And like last Friday we were in the gym because it was raining, and there's one kid who I've been working with since back in October, and squats finally clicked for him. Like he finally got like the way the hip musculature works, and the fact
Nice.
that like he can't just like hinge over in a squat. He goes, "Oh, I get it. Like that's why I'm getting all bunched up and I can't get down to depth." And so it took him 6 months to figure it out, but like when he did, that was a really cool day. So I think like that's just it, like kind of riding the process and learning how to
Mhm.
trust like that they're gonna get it when they're gonna get it. And it's not gonna be on your timeline, it's gonna be on theirs. And that can be even more cool and even more rewarding, I would say. It's probably been the best part of that whole journey and process.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most fun part of coaching is figuring out how to convey information to somebody else to get them to get in that right spot to to feel it where they need to.
Yeah.
Like even
and
just
and,
on
and
push.
realizing like it's not necessarily going to like help your own lifting per se, but because like everybody's journey is just going to be different, and we all know that, like there's different cues that work for different people. It's
Yep.
not necessarily something you're just going to be able to transfer to your own practice, but nevertheless, like you kind of build the toolbox up a little bit, and like like those
Mhm.
experiences, like kind of working through the struggle with someone else, like you learn from that, and you learn to progress through your own struggles too, as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's it's one of those where I kind of view it as like Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you're not convincing somebody to do what you want them to do, you're not skilled enough yet at communicating with them, because eventually everyone will just do what you want them to do. You just need to be charismatic enough in a way to convince them that it's in their best interest.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Paul had you go a little bit wider in your squat, and you're like, "Oh, this feels so much better."
Dude, game changer. Instant game changer.
It's
Open
exactly what we did to Paul.
I'll tell you what, though,
Yeah.
that has transferred over to some of the other lifters that I've worked with. Like,
Yep.
it's one of the things that I'm looking at now, and just kind of like guiding them to be like, all right, you know, the heel's got to be at shoulder width. And for a lot of guys, that actually is like a tip that's working and showing almost like instant results.
Yeah, and that's one where as you get better at seeing different body types, you'll find the optimal position for them.
Yeah.
Like with the girl today, where it was like we were working on where to have her stand to jump, and it's like her jump is, so entry level, where it was like, I don't love that, but it's not better. We'll keep going. We'll let you be more natural with how you want to jump. And then when she got to squatting, it was like, all right, where are you comfortable? And it was like, okay, it was a little bit wider than I wanted it to be. It was like, you know what, screw it, we're gonna go with it. We're just gonna run with it for now. But
She's born to lift multiply.
no. No, we're talking narrow stance.
Get her into a squat stand, or get into a squat suit and wraps immediately.
No. For sprinting, we want that close stance where we're we're leveraging quads
I was gonna
as
say
much as
quad
possible.
dom, right?
Yeah. Yep. But it's interesting because she's only, th 3 sessions in, and we're gonna see what we can do. But
Yeah,
it's not like,
she's still a muscle moron at this point.
yeah, yeah. I mean, her brother is still a muscle moron, and it's gonna be funny when he listens to this because he knows it's true too. Where it's like we spent 15 minutes, maybe not 15 minutes, but like a good 5 minutes of me, fixing his tricep push downs. And it's like, no, you're not feeling it in the right spot. No, go slower. No, speed it up, but go slower. It was like, was it Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's like, do less, do
Pop up
less.
slower. Okay, pop up like that, slower.
Every time we go into accessories where it's like, okay, we're gonna bodybuild this, and then it's like, no, you're muscle fucking this again. No, stop. Go slower. It's terrible. Like nobody goes through as Dylan's gonna hear this and be like, yeah, nobody goes through the bodybuilding phase anymore. But at the same time, it's like, I know they should, but I don't have time for it.
I don't know. I feel like there's still a huge appeal there for the bodybuilding phase, especially when you're talking about the younger kids.
Well, it's like the nerdy shit where it's like everyone wants to be Dr. Mike, but without loading the bar.
Yeah.
It's like they want to pretend like they know everything, but they won't just go through a Branch Warren phase and just muscle fuck everything.
Yeah.
They also aren't willing to eat enough to actually like gain the weight to be that big, and they think after one bicep workout they're jacked, but they're not Rich Piana yet.
With their
Until
14-inch
you're just like force feeding yourself rice and ground beef, and you're just like, oh, this is the fifth time today that I've eaten this. Like, If you like, you got to hate yourself a little bit to get through some of that to actually like put on reasonable amounts of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people just aren't. I mean, like I would be
Whereas
way strong. I'd be way stronger if I was a 308, but like I'm just not willing to do that.
you're not Christo with going from like 220 to 270 in like a year and a half.
Damn.
No, I don't. I'm not Crisco.
See, he won't listen to this, so it's fine.
Isn't how tall is he?
He's like 6 foot.
Jesus, that's a thick boy.
Yeah, it
Is he?
is.
I
Yep.
don't think he's that fucking tall. Tell him I thought
Yeah.
I thought he was 5'6".
So Matt is 5'7". So you got Matt that's five. Well, he claims 5'7".
I'm pretty sure they
So
were all
he's
like
built.
height.
So Matt's built to be a 275 then.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's 260, or he's down to 255, but he was 260, and I was just making fun of him, just calling him a meatball.
I mean,
Well,
you
it
are
was
what you
funny
eat.
'cause yeah, yeah. It was like he got up to like 260. Christo was at like 273 the other day. And I
Jesus
was just like,
Christ.
we've already had an intervention at 270 for you. So
Three
it was
three eight 308. Chris Cross is gonna make his powerlifting debut as a
no,
308.
no,
Christ.
no. Well, he already did his debut at 266. The worst was in November when we did the like NFL Combine stuff, and he lied about his weight, and it was like, Christo, you are too unathletic and unskilled to even bother trying to lie about whether you're 266 or 276. No matter what, it's bad.
Yeah,
Like,
you're still fast.
just be honest about it. It's like we all know, like I'm fat at 245 or 250. Like, just admit that you're fat and then you can move on. But like, you're not gonna recover from your workouts if you're upset about being fat. Just admit that you're fat and move on.
Embrace the bulk.
Like, what? Why are you gonna be dishonest with yourself? Just yeah, I'm fat. Okay, let's move on.
He's like fat bastard. He's unhappy because he's fat, and
Yeah, that's
he's
literally
fat
it.
because he's unhappy.
Yeah, fat and denial, I guess, is just really not a good combination at
Yeah,
all.
no, like you're not fooling it. Like when I cut to 198, I still didn't have abs, and I was like, oh well, this is dumb. Like there's no reason to lie about that. It's like, oh shit. Like I killed in 2020, no, 2019. So it was like I had my leg injury in 2018,
I was
January
gonna
of
say that this would have been
2018.
post injury, right?
Yeah, so I was like 230 when I got injured, and I stayed around that weight, and then decided in 2019, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go from what 233 down to 198, and then after that, like 6 months later, I went up to 247 to be in the 275. So I've competed 275, 242, 220, and 198.
Damn.
But when I got down to the 198, I just wanted to be like uh JM Blakely. Just if you've looked at his open powerlifting, he's competed like all over the place from like 308 plus all the way down to 220 in like a matter of like 4 months or 6 months. It's
Yeah,
going down
when
and up.
you're but when you're pouring bottles of olive oil on pizza to gain weight, like the weight's gonna come off pretty fast.
Right, right. But like the fact that you
It's
can
called being
do
an
that was
athlete.
insane.
Yeah, it's called D-ball. Gain 20 pounds in 10 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just come off D-ball. It'll be fine.
But when you cut that much, where it took me 6 months anyway. It was a pound a week for 6 months. But like when you cut that much and then you only hit 95% of what you thought you could, it's a mind fuck where it was like, oh, I'm 5%, you know, weaker than I was, but I feel terrible and I still don't have abs. This is stupid. I'll just be 230 and, you know, 5% stronger and you feel so much better.
So
When I stopped
Kurt's so
weighing
Kurt's gonna make a run at 275.
I was gonna say, I mean, the math's all coming into my head right now.
picking it up, buddy.
I'm like, I'm 5'10", so I don't know how much that buys me.
270. So you should be 275.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 5'11", so
I'm
my
5'6",
license says
just
6
shot
foot, but
230. Let's go, bud. Come on.
Done.
Yeah, Scants is the only one in the proper weight class. I should be a 308 or a super heavyweight. Kurt and Steve should be 275ers.
Easily.
you know, I mean, I was a 275er at one point
Yeah.
at
What is
247.
well, Lilybridge says that every inch above 6 foot is 10 pounds above 300 pounds you should be. So I should be 330.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was there. I was there once.
Well, what's Bryce? 380
Yeah.
at 6'7", so he's locked in. He's the only one.
Yeah. He's
He's the only one
A
moving
little on the lighter
away.
side.
He's skeletal. He's skeletal for his height.
The best is when he sent the pictures of him playing basketball, and it was like, dude, where are you? Like, he was so little. Like,
next
at
weekend is
330 pounds, he was so little.
yeah. Next weekend is Bryce's bachelor party in Deadwood. So him and I are driving to the west side of the state to meet a bunch of other guys. I'm going to be the smallest person there, I think,
That's awesome.
which is kind of fucking crazy when you think about it because you've all met me. It's not like I'm small.
Yeah. Shit's all perspective, buddy.
You're significantly taller than all of us.
Yeah.
The picture I got out the back of the zoo, Paul, with you, Bryce's mom, and then this little hobbit there fucking sitting.
Yeah. Marissa is like 6'1" or 6'2". She's a big
Oh, yeah.
woman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's tall.
That was hilarious last year at the Lift Hard Live Easy, where it was like you and Bryce were talking, and then Matthew Sutherland comes up, and it's like he's like what 6'5".
Yeah, he's a little
like,
bit taller than me.
Yeah, and it was like, oh god damn it, all of you guys are giants.
We're just average. We're South Dakota, I think, has the most men above 6 foot tall, like average. Like your average height is one of the tallest in the country.
Yeah, that makes sense. You guys are all ridiculous.
Couple years,
like-
Grayson.
couple years back, I remember during the Lift Hard Live Easy.
You remove Grayson from the state of South Dakota, and like the average goes up to like 6'5".
Yeah, but their bench drops by 14 pounds.
Yeah,
Oh shit, probably more.
probably 50.
So I weighed myself this morning. It was 202. And I
Oh,
remember
yeah.
looking at the registration for the Lift Hard Live Easy, and I signed up at the 100 kilo, and I think there was literally two dudes in that division. Where at like 198 there was like I might be wrong here, but I think there was like 10 dudes in that
Yep.
division.
Guys
So,
like being
like-
skinny.
Yeah, there's a
So-
lot of smaller dudes that go to the Lift Hard Live Easy. Once you
Okay.
get past once you get to the 110s and above, it kind of starts to thin out a little bit at most of your powerlifting competitions. And I think it's just kind of a selective bias until you get to like the high end. That 110 is all dudes that are 5'6" and walk around at 260 and they cut to 242.
Mm.
Embrace the
in-
bulk.
in the-
Get to the top of that
gym,
200.
In the gym, we call Pat a bikini model if he's below 210.
What do you call Crisco?
Morbidly obese. There's a line. Everyone has to be between 5'10" and 6'1", and everyone has to be between 210 and like 240. Beyond that, you're morbidly obese,
Or a bikini model.
including myself. All of my personalities. Nobody's above it. We keep everything very consistent.
I had my little my reality check today. Speaking of lying about their fucking weight, apparently my scale is 5 pounds shy because I had the boys needed to borrow an Atlas stone for the comp tomorrow, so I weighed it out. They're like, "How much is it?" I'm like, 213. They're like, "All right." So I rolled up today and I checked myself. And I'm like, "Oh, look at me! I'm like 202 or 222. I'm like I'm leaning right out with Big Jake. I'm feeling good, but I'm leaning out and becoming fucking shredded." And I bring the Atlas stone up, and the boys load her on a scale of like 218 and change. I'm like,
Wow.
what? I hop on. I'm like, well, fuck. Apparently, I'm still fat.
Oh no, I'm morbidly obese. Fuck.
Yeah, but dude, I'm also 3 hours tall, right? So
How
That's
many
like
hands? How many hands tall are you? That's roughly 4 inches.
I'm about 11 hands.
you're a prize pony.
That's it. I was born for the
Shetland,
millions.
Shetland ponies can be prize ponies too, Steve.
That's right. I was born for the mines. I yearn for the mines.
You beat me to it. Trying to explain to like high school and college kids to that every scale is different, so you need to weigh yourself every single day on the same scale at the same time and just get into a routine
Yep.
is like foreign to them where they get emotionally attached to a number and I'm just like, no.
Hey,
Weigh yourself every
earlier in this
single time.
earlier in this conversation, we all agreed that weight is weight.
Yep.
Right? Do not get emotionally attached to a random number. Numbers have no power over
Oh,
you.
dude,
Just
I'm attached to 230. I want to be 230. I like sitting at 230. And I'm fucking getting skeletal. Bullshit.
You guys know I just got pissed off when I went under 200 a couple weeks ago. I
You
was
fucking
like,
better be pissed off.
you
You're under
gotta
2.
be kidding me.
That's victim weight.
I would have rage eaten a pizza.
I texted my wife and I just started
with some
apologizing.
olive oil on it.
My wife, great, you're a lesbian. I'm a
I
little
said,
tiny girl.
Sweetheart, I'm so sorry.
Let you down.
All right, easy bulking one here too. Dino nuggets. Just get your dino nuggets. You pour some pasta sauce on them, some cheese on there. Like you gotta heat them up first. If you go microwave them first. Get them fairly warm. Then throw your sauce on top, and then your cheese, and you got dino nugget parmesan.
Nice.
Air fryer. Best bulking thing you could buy.
Wait, are you saying you don't just deep fry everything?
Air
No, because
fry. He air fries.
Why do you want to not have a heart attack from oil?
I don't like the smell. I don't like the smell of deep frying. I like the taste, but just the smell gets me. And I don't have a gallbladder, so if I eat a bunch of deep fried stuff, I get an upset tummy, and then I'm a crappy boy.
Well,
Literally.
you're gonna be a crappy boy either way. If you eat enough, it needs to come out proportionate to how many calories you eat. So,
Oh, I forgot. I have a story that nobody else knew until I'm going to tell it right now. Besides Bryce and his dad, we so we were in Columbus, and got back from the meet. We were all showering, and I walked down to the living room where Bryce and his dad are sitting and watching TV, and I just walk in the room and I goes, guys, I don't know how to tell you this. I shit my pants today. And Bryce's dad just looks at me and goes, "Oh my god!"
Congratulations.
Yeah. It was like a full on shit, but it was like gambling on a fart and losing at some point during the day.
I thought you were going to say,
So-
I did too.
So RIP my pair of tidy whities I've had for all my powerlifting meet. They did not make the flight back to Sioux Falls.
Oh, that's amazing.
Hey, I like gamblers. Sometimes you gamble and win, sometimes you gamble and lose.
That's it. You should push the envelope.
Literally.
I think if you go 9 for 9, but you still do that, then we can call it a wash. Everything's okay.
Well, I need to wash.
We're not gonna wash. It's just gonna go out the garbage.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Out Cold?
Yeah.
Where they're burning, what was it? They all got fired or whatever, and they're burning letters. And then the guy Pigpen just starts burning his underwear. And he just goes, they needed burning.
Title of the podcast, They Needed Burning.
They needed burning.
Oh,
That's
God.
such a good movie too. That's a good one. Just random movie references.
Well, on that note, fellas, I think I'm gonna let the dogs out one more time and hit the hay.
All right.
So you boys finish it up.
All right. We'll see how long we go.
I'm about to shit
All
talk
right.
your students there, Kurt. That's what I got.
Yeah.
They give you all those friggin' props the other day, and not one of them mentioned your press.
Wait, who is that you're talking about?
Your students gave you your notes of appreciation.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of them mentioned your overhead press. That is fucking horse shit.
I know. That's
Those
the
kids
breadwinner
need
right
talking
there.
to. It's ridiculous.
The squad has, become semi-respectable, I guess, but
Your kids should know about your squat, about your overhead press, and they should compliment you on it.
yeah. A few
You
of
know
them
what?
mentioned something about the weight room, but none of them mentioned anything specifically about the overhead press.
Well, they're going to mention it and sit in detention for 4 hours a day for the next month.
You know why you're here.
You know why
You're gonna
Sir,
learn today.
shut your little mouth. I'm going to be over
Just
here
have like
doing
squat
this.
stands in a bar. Just bring squat stands into your classroom. Like, oh, don't mind me.
Yeah, I just hit
I don't know if
1,000.
you heard, but I just hit 1,000 reps.
This is the deep bird.
Watch out, they'll get you. Yeah,
There's
I
just
just
no
got back
time.
into them for a couple weeks. I had cut them out, but
Wait, you cut what out?
I wasn't overhead pressing for a couple weeks there.
I thought you were just trying to fucking tease me there, man.
No,
Trying to get me thirsty.
But Steve and I were talking about that at one point as to the benefit and carryover to bench, and how much it does help or not. And I know you and I have talked about that too.
When I switched to strongman during lockdown, I just stopped benching because I was never a good bencher. 492 was my PR ever. And I literally stopped for a year. All I did was overhead press because I never pressed when I was a powerlifter. And on the 365th day, I'm like, you know what? We're going to see what my bench press looks like. And I hit 3 wheels for the first time ever in history. So 20-pound PR with not benching. It's anabolic.
That's fine.
When you first said that, I thought you said 492 at first. Like you started that story with I was never a good bencher, and then I thought I heard you say 492. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I bench press like a small child, dude. That's it.
Can you imagine? Yeah, I'm a really bad bencher. I only bench 492.
What kind of standard do we have around here?
It's in Canadian weights. It's 0.73 conversion rate.
It's a conversion rate.
It's very complex. You wouldn't get it. So it's
Oh, that'd be great. Although we keep making fun of ourselves because like me and Pat have both missed 405 probably like every time we attempt it. But like my record right now is 395 from when I was strong enough to think that I needed to sign up for a meet, and then it just disappears after I sign up. It was like was it January or February? I hit the 395. And it was like, oh, this is great. I'm actually like, I think I spent 2 years above 365, which is the first time in 15 years that I've maintained at that level. Where normally I get like a shoulder issue and then go back down to like between 315 and or like 295 to 350. And I'll sit there with like a hurt shoulder where it's like, okay, I got to ease off the bench for a little bit.
as nature intended.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you approaching
And
PR? I got something for you.
yeah. So it's always that cycle. And I thought I finally beat that where it was like, okay, I'm even on a bad day, I'm somewhere between 365 and 375. And after this meet, it was like, okay, nope, I'm somewhere in that like 345 range right now. And so it's coming back, but it just sucks where it's like, okay, maybe I do need more shoulder work and upper back work. So it
Well, I mean,
sucks.
I've had 2 pressing days a week. Like the way that I've been like running my program is I've been having 2 days a week that are squat and deadlift focused, and then the other two
Yep.
are press focused. So it's a matter of deciding, am I going to try to get the 2 bench days a week and really focus on honing down the technique on that for the
Yep.
next couple of weeks leading to the meet, or offsetting that and having one day be a primary bench day and then the other day being a primary overhead day. But
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, isn't it a matter of just like getting tight and just executing well, and the carryover will be there?
Potentially.
Or is there more of a benefit in getting
It
like a
depends on
specific bench
where
work
you're
in?
at. Where if your technique's inconsistent, then getting more technique work is good.
Mm-hmm.
But if your technique is pretty much the same every rep and every set, then maybe you're better off building that. It also depends on how you bench too. Like my shoulders are so fucked up and my rotator cuffs are so fucked up from 20 years of benching that like I tuck like a motherfucker and I just use triceps.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm at the point where if I'm going to bench 2 days a week, I'm either using a board so that I have a shortened range of motion on one day and then full range on the other, or like right now I'm just messing around with doing just that, and then like my second lift is just like go and hit higher reps just for the sake of getting a pump in the shoulders
Mm-hmm.
on like an axle, just because it was like okay, like axle overhead press. Because it's like, okay, I need to do something else. I need a break from just beating the shit out of my triceps.
Yep.
Scant, you were saying that like I think you're basically saying like the more you kind of like pushed your overhead press, then the bench just kind of came along with it.
Yep.
I was thinking about using like the overhead press as an accessory movement on some of those days where I was benching, but I think like the primary benefit would be in continuing to like bump the number up there on the overhead press, and that's where the real benefit would come in.
Well, it's just overall strength is like, well, going back to what Steve just said there, like I kind of pride myself on again, I like to have my technique tight on everything that I
Yep.
do, right? So
Yeah.
because those little tweaks and minor, very trivial little things, all things considered, if everybody's equal across the board, it's going to be having a snappier clean or just the little tiny things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like I really messed my bicep up a couple years ago with axle pressing, and then the next, it was towards the end of the season. The next, like every fucking competition had a goddamn axle press in it, and as soon as I like would clean it with 50% weight, it felt like my elbow was coming apart and my bicep
Right.
was coming apart. So I hired Jake on for the lead running up to the lead lift hard live easy, and it's like, yeah, we're not doing axle press at all. We'll just keep working log. I can do log, and we'll just keep getting stronger. And we'll put up at that, and I'm like, I'll fucking tape the shit out of it in game day, and I'll just make her happen. I said my technique is tight. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Maybe about a week out, I will hit a couple with about 25% weight on it, just to remind my brain what I'm doing. But I did not do one axle press leading into it again, just a couple very light ones just to kind of grease the groove a little bit, and went and had a great day of it. But all I could do was just keep getting stronger, keep trying to get stronger with the overhead, right? So it's but like that one of those little story about the bench, I had a pretty good bench set up, and I just wasn't very strong with it. I had a bad shoulder, I got bad wrists, like I got a bunch of stuff that keeps me down, but my technique was tight. So, when I just got overall stronger, a little more meat on the shoulder girdle and all that kind of stuff, paid off.
Well, and I
So,
think that's the thing too, where I'm finding I might even look into Olympic weightlifting kind of stuff because like my upper back, like rear delts suck, and that's what's holding back my bench usually. Like my shoulder issues happen when I half-ass upper back work, pull-ups, rows, stuff like that. So it's like if I do more pulling variations, even if it's less conventional and just more time under tension,
yeah,
maybe that will help me staying tight. It's like my shoulders are naturally very loose, where if I didn't lift weights, I could probably pop my shoulder out of the socket anytime I wanted to. And so that's part of why I probably need to do a lot more shoulder work. And if I can have that stability of the upper back, then
yeah, I'm
I,
not a
I actually
doctor,
have,
but I don't think that's good.
yeah, no, that's not good. But like,
I don't want to overstep my bounds, but I'm just in my little 200cc brain, low sloping forehead. I don't believe that is a good thing.
no, it's very bad. And like my weakness in my bench is the shoulder pain happens when my upper back isn't tight. And it's like the other day we were hitting a three board, and it was like the first I took a handoff at like 405, and my record on that's 435. And I was like, okay, if I can hit 405, it's a good day. It's fine. Handoff, and I go way too like loose with it and try and tuck too much, and it just collapsed onto me. And it just, was a really bad time. Whereas 4 minutes later, I took it again. I didn't have anyone hand off to me, and I made sure to keep everything nice and tight, but then really was able to leverage off of the upper back and keep it in the right spot that I needed to. Like I was benching more on my traps, kind of like you had mentioned earlier in the group chat,
Yeah.
Kurt. And when I was able to do that, I was able to have that stable platform to actually press off of, and I got the rep. So sometimes it's just knowing your body enough to know when you're in a good spot to be able to push the envelope and when not to.
I felt it today, man. Like it was crazy. Like on that one set that I sent you, I
Yep.
literally felt the touch point change on that third rep, and that's why that
Yep.
was way more of a grinder than the first two
Yep.
reps. It's that's all it really is for me. Like if I can just like find that way to hone the technique in and just stay tight, I think I can still make some really meaningful progress heading into the meet and feel really comfortable about it.
Every rep,
Yep.
but every
Yeah.
rep right from the warm up setup is the exact same.
Yeah.
It's set and it's locked in muscle memory. No wasted rep, right?
Yeah.
That's the key. So on game day, when all that extra shit's going on and your brain's exploding and excitement and adrenaline, just another day at the office. Your body knows what to do.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
The adrenaline was definitely a factor in the first meet, but it's funny. It was more like the little things. Like, first of all, like kind of getting used to the time. I rushed my lifts like crazy fast. Like I didn't realize just how much time I actually did have to kind of get things right. Like that was maybe the biggest lesson that I took from
Everybody does
last
that.
year, is to actually use that minute and not just try to beat the clock instead.
Yep. Dude, everybody does that. Like you have to be telling yourself, calm down, relax. You got just set it up. Just set it up.
I talked to Lou Nutter afterwards. I was watching him. Meanwhile, like, he's like getting his hair right, he's getting his wrist wraps right, and everything, and just gliding into that. He's like, brother, that's from like 10 years of experience, dude. He's like,
and that's it. And practice. Like I said, it's practice. The setup, he knows. It's like even doing the strongman stuff. I practice if I got a comp coming up and then say, well, this one I had a couple weeks ago was a 60-second log press. I worked on my tempo for weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I tried it. I'm like, okay, let's go for a triple, 2 or 3 breaths, and hit some doubles. And it's like, no, that's not really good. I'm going to do double breaths, double, and then a single. And I'm like, a couple days in, I'm like, all right, if this isn't going good, I'm going for 3 double. Like I practice my tempo.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the comp I had 3 guys were quite new to the sport, and you could just see they were like, I don't know if you ever seen a fucking racehorses, like they're fucking berserk. Like their brains don't work right. They just want to fucking run. And when you put them in, like when you get them set up in the apparatus to start the race, it is fucking anarchy. Their brains just want to run, and they can't. Like there's fucking horses trying to climb the walls and all this kind of shit.
Oh yeah, that's how dogs are too.
Yeah, like the whippets and the greyhounds and shit like that. They're just designed to run, and if they're not running,
even mushing. Like when I was a kid, dog sledding, it was the same thing.
Yeah, but it was it is learning to control that a little bit and get past it. So on game day, the adrenaline was hitting me too, but I was used to it and I was prepared for it, and I was able to kind of slow my brain down a little bit. I was recognizing that, okay, here we go. It's the first one of the season, buddy. I wanted to bolt for the door, right? Like I just want to fucking go. And it was like, okay, stop. You're hitting 2 reps. You're going to hit 2 reps, hit 2 reps, So that's that setup. Like Lou did with his setup. He works on that and he practices it, and it's his routine.
Yeah.
And he knows how long it takes, right? So
yeah, because I mean, without it, you can't really take advantage of the adrenaline.
That's
like it'll definitely be there, but now that's just going to come across as nervous energy as opposed to like getting yourself jacked up.
Well, and you're going to make dumb mistakes. You end up making popping your hips or jumping a fucking word of command.
Yep.
When we were loading up for that log press again, first competition since August of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting ready for the log press. They're like, athlete ready, and I'm like, don't jump the command, wait for the call. And my first one, and I popped it and I held it down, paused for a second. Okay, you're coming down, because I many times I've jumped that command, like just too excited. So,
well, especially like powerlifting, where you're never sure if you're going to hear the commands too. So like, with Christo's first meet and his only meet, it was like, all right, don't worry about waiting for commands. Just count to 3 in your head. Just unrack it, count to 3. Go down, like especially with bench, count to 3, and then press it. And then before you unrack it, just count to 3 again, or before you rack it.
Yeah.
And it's like an idiot-proof way that, like, because so many people miss commands, and it's just like, just count to 3, and then you're inevitably gonna have it right.
Well, I was talking to a couple of the boys who were recently who got their first strongman comps coming up, and one of the fellows was doing a press medley, and I got a hold of him and say, hey, if you don't mind, you're rushing your calls and you're just going to go berserk on your first day, on your first competition. I said, put it up, and I said, literally hold it for a count of 2, so you're used to it. So you're used to a long pause, because if you get somebody that especially powerlifting, there's this one missus in Ontario. She was notorious. You could time her chest, the pause on the chest, with a fucking sundial. Oh my God, it was bad. And like it was like the refs and everything knew it was bad, but she was just brutal with it. And the guys coming down and they sped too many times just with a quick touch, and they get in front of her, dude, and and they were all failing it. So, but yeah, I was telling a couple of the boys, I'm like, practice a big long hold, and I said,
Mhm.
if you got somebody with you when you're training, practice looking in the eye because you can kind of trick refs into give you an early down by looking them in the eye.
Mm.
They're like it makes them think that you've got everything set and you're looking for the approval. So even if you're not fully locked out, just look them in the eye and they might give it to you. Right? But train for the worst case is the key, right? So
He's staring right at me.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's like the guys that are squatting, working up the comps. They're like, oh, it's close, dude. Bury it. Just fucking bury it.
Yeah.
Because if the nerves get to you and you cut it high, you're probably still going to be well if you practice burying it during training. So
That works for everyone except for Toby. The judge just goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't watch any reps. I was lost
yeah,
in those baby blues."
yeah, I couldn't give you the down man because I was lost. Yeah, damn blue-eyed devil.
Did I say he's not competing at Lift Hard, Live Easy?
I don't think he is. No.
I
Oh,
think you
he's
said that
not.
on the Discord the other day.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got a comp coming up around about the time frame that he doesn't want to get into it.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah, Big Dodd's not coming out. He's got PSL Pro Strongman League one coming up in August, I believe it is, and that's a big fucking show.
Yeah.
So like that's a lot of work and energy to.
Yeah. What was Big Toby actually had a big rack pull. He pulled like, was it 789
Yeah, he did
or
something pretty freaking
749?
large.
Yeah, it was big.
Was that this week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember seeing something. I can't remember what the weight was. It might have been 789.
it was like seven. There was a 7 and a 9. I just don't know if it was 749 or 789.
I think it was 89. I think it was up there.
Yeah, because
Up
I
top,
knew he pulled
780.
seven in the competition a while ago. So
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I'm
that sounds
confident.
right. I think it was 789.
I think it was 900 pounds.
Yeah.
it had to have been 900.
Yep.
Caught a niner in there.
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of
Checks
the
out. It was 900.
a certain someone is not posting their lifts.
I was gonna say he's ducking us.
Did somebody? Uh, Again, boys, I'm so flat out these days. I'm barely keeping up on anything. Did somebody say that Hogan got a new house or something like that? Did he buy a new house or move or maybe not?
I'm not
I
sure.
I saw Kevin got a new house.
Kevin did. Yeah, they moved into their new place there. So
Ohio. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like Oprah just giving out new houses. You get a house. You get a house.
A lot of space out there in Ohio.
So much room for activities.
so much room. But yeah, well, freaking Hogan's not giving us anything to freaking look at here.
Yeah.
Some of his old
He's
stuff.
like, he's like, I can't listen to these guys anymore. I'll just stop lifting and then they won't talk about me anymore.
And then we're going to spend 10 minutes talking about how he's not letting us have any information what he's doing.
Yeah. Maybe he went dark for the lift hard live easy.
Oh, it's a fucking psyop.
It's definitely a psyop. He's a psychologist.
Oh, he's in your head, dude, rent free.
I actually thought I saw that he did post something the other day.
He might have.
Yeah.
What if he did and we're just lying to you?
Yeah.
It is possible. Like I said, I've been not keeping up on anything lately.
The damn algorithm keeps on you catch up with some people and then it's like other people that you're like, I forgot about this guy. What's he doing?
Yeah. I've been finding that happening a lot lately of friggin' something, suddenly I'm like, hey, well, Kurt, you dropped off my shit there recently. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not seeing what's going on here.
Yeah.
But it's been happening a lot, like all over the freaking place. Guys that I normally get their daily stuff on.
Well, and it's like there's so many people that like you followed a while ago, and it's like, hey, I forgot about you. And then it's like, people that you're used to seeing every day, where it's like, oh, okay, cool, where are they at?
Yeah.
And they drop off, and you forget about it, and it's like, oh crap, where is he?
Freaking yes, yeah. Stupid algorithm.
Yeah.
Right?
It knows what I like, or at least it should know what I like.
Like a bad girlfriend. You know what I like, but you just avoid it. Fuck. So what else is going on?
I actually I asked Steve something the other day for one topic I wanted to broach on the podcast here, and that's this whole process of going about my home gym and how official I should be with it, and how closely I should follow the rules with the whole
Oh,
construction of it.
we should have had Paul on for that one. He would have.
Wait, what rules?
So I'm going from the ground up, dude. Like I leveled my old shed that was in my backyard, and now I'm going to be setting a foundation and then having somebody build on top of that, and I'm just going to have a 12 by 18 shed in my backyard that I'm making into my home gym. So the question is really like, do I do all the permits? Do I go like on the up and up and let the township know everything that I'm doing, just so that like I don't run into any trouble either during the construction or years down the line when we eventually sell the house, like, oh wait, now you got to take it up because you never
You
went
know
through the
the
proper
limits?
channels for it.
Like in my mind, you fucking bring her up to 3 millimeters shy of the limits.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the mostly squats version of how to handle stuff.
I know
Is
most of the
she,
time like that
Well,
that 250 square foot seems like that's the magic number.
what I think the easiest way look,
is it 250? So I know with most of the squat videos, he had said that it was like 200 square feet in Virginia. And I know that's the magic number for us up in Connecticut too. Is under 200 square feet, you don't need to have a permit. And like I
I think the
I
key, find out what the permit limits are. Any building over X, and you just literally put it an inch short. And what are they going to
well,
say?
and like realistically, it's if you were to go over that, if you have a spiteful neighbor, you would have to watch out for that, or especially being in the school system, if anyone caught wind of that you know was pissed off one random day, you could be fucked pretty hard with fines daily until it's removed.
Yeah.
So like, you probably
Yeah,
don't like
just grab the limit
it.
and work the system. That's beat
Yeah,
them at their own game. Sir, this is a 249.5 square foot. Yep,
Yep.
it is to the
yeah,
fucking T, lady.
Yeah.
And then just shirt off, double front bicep, eat it, get out of here. No, but I mean, well, there's the stuff, but like you were talking about, the biggest one is if you decide to sell.
yeah.
And the only reason why I even like raise the issue is because of the impervious surface, because I want to do the slab. And that's where I think like you have to have like the permission is like, the square footage that you're covering with concrete versus if you were just doing like crushed stone, or if you were putting like a new shed on like cinder blocks or whatever. I don't think anyone really cares that much because again, the removal would just be that easy. Whereas if you now have like a permanent structure on the land, it's a
Well,
different
yeah,
thing.
but like with that, I mean, I'm sure pouring concrete, they're gonna require an inspection of that too,
Yeah.
which is just gonna be, somebody's gonna show up and make sure that you actually have like, rebar or wire mesh or whatever,
Hmm.
and then make sure that you're pouring enough. But like in theory, you could probably build like you could build something without and then just pour later and not tell them and nobody would give a shit.
Mm.
But it
Yeah.
just depends on the size. Because like if you need a building permit anyway,
Hmm.
it's like you might as well just do it for everything, or you know do it for the shell and then just, wire in something, electricity later or something like that,
That's 100% the plan, because I think, yeah, if you get them involved with the electricity, that's where it can be like a real pain in the ass then,
Yeah.
afterwards. And I think they don't like that. And I'm loosely talking here because like they don't want like a scenario where like someone could live in there, So even though I'm
Right.
not like running like a
Right.
toilet or anything like that, like it's still like, oh, like someone could feasibly live in that structure. And I think there's a lot of places that don't like that too much.
Just
Yeah.
remind
And
them
that,
that you've been living under their front porch for a month. You
Yeah.
can live anywhere, you fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aftermarket stuff. Yeah, dude. Yeah, look, it's not very rebellious, but easiest thing is if you stay within the parameters, and nobody can break your balls over it.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
As long as you follow to the T, then it is.
Because my
You
my
know,
one buddy's helping me with all like the interior stuff. Like once we get it all set, like he's going to be helping me like with the drywall and insulation and like I said, eventually running the electric too and all. And that's when I mentioned the permits. He's like, no, no, absolutely not. It's going to be a giant pain in the ass, and they're going to want to like comb through every detail, and they're going to, like you said,
Yeah.
want to see the rebar, and then they're going to want to see the concrete, and they're going to want to
Yeah.
see the structure, and it's just a money grab, really.
but again,
Yeah.
if you do it in phases, like Steve was saying, just this is my shed. This is my friggin' lawn care shed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's no drywall, there's no insulation. They come in there like, yeah, check a fucking Rooney, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you put the stuff in later,
Yeah.
even
Because
if
you
you
could
went
do
to
that
sell it,
where,
technically all I gotta do is cut the wire at the start of the friggin' shed,
Yeah.
and it's not got electricity anymore, does it? It's
Yeah.
wired,
well,
but it
well
doesn't have
that's why I
electricity.
said off-grid solar for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
You just go with an off-grid solar package that's, double the size you need with a shit ton of batteries, and then, you only need an hour's worth of electricity every day anyway. So,
Right.
have you considered
run a
building a
fan.
killdozer?
Was that?
Have you considered building a killdozer and parking it
Yeah.
outside? Just as a warning. Hey guys, I got a killdozer over here.
Yeah.
Just saying. It's actually called Might Be a Killdozer.
Yeah.
Hasn't tasted human flesh yet.
Totally not a killdozer.
Nope. Nope. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, yeah. It does not have any 50 BMGs. It uses a 20 millimeter Anzio takedown rifle. It's fine.
Single shot though, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's single shot. It's not semi-auto. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I've said nothing semi-automatic about it.
Yeah, no, it's bolt action. We make things count over here.
I'm just quick on the chink.
I'm a big fan of history.
Well, you have plenty of time. You have a fucking killdozer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But I'm
That's not
hoping to have
hashtag
that
goals.
done. Honestly, like I think like once we kind of give like the green light to the guys who are actually building the shed, like maybe like a 6-week window. So like coming in like right around the lift hard, live easy. Honestly, like it is probably like my end goal for like having that like up and running and good to go.
That's gonna be the bulk shed for the winter, dude.
Yeah, man.
That is getting erected for Lift Hard Live Easy 5.
Yeah.
Erected.
Nice. I said that.
He snorted. That's a win. I gotta
Yeah,
start
dude.
yelling like timestamp, 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 just so that I know when to cut these things. Like trimming the video just sucks because it's like, I trim in bulk, so it's like 10 minutes, and it's like, all right, what's funny here?
Nothing. Just all friggin'
No, no, we're super serious all the time.
that's it. Discussing our killdozers. Dude, I'm excited for the for the shed gym, for the shim.
Yeah. So
East
what do
Coast.
you have set up for it? Like, what have you bought so far for it that you're ready to?
everything is in my back room, and I think my wife's pretty anxious for us to get it out of the back room and get it into a more permanent situation here.
Have you
But
considered walking around shirtless a lot more?
yeah,
Totally distracts them.
yeah,
Just
you
saying.
forget about that room doesn't even exist
That's right.
anymore.
That room's long gone. What are you talking about?
Um, but like I kind of jumped on everything last holiday season, like because with all like the deals that were available, that's when I got all my weights. That's when I got my rack. I found the bar on Facebook Marketplace as well. And in going to one event with Daminger over in Jersey, I met Ed, another guy in the crew. And he had a Titan bench, a Titan uh, adjustable bench, and he was just getting rid of it. And he's just like, "Dude, do you want it?" And I was like, "Absolutely, sure. I'll take a free bench." So kind of like between like last September and January, I just accumulated everything. Knowing that we were going to be doing this, and like I said, like that time period was the time to kind of buy everything and take advantage of the deals that were there. So,
Yep.
Strength Go plates. I got a Titan X3 rack, the Titan adjustable bench, and I found a Texas Power Bar on Facebook Marketplace as
All I
well.
need, buddy.
That's perfect.
Yeah, dude, ready to go. And the plan will be like to do a concrete floor with mats on top of it, and then do a deadlift platform as well.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
And you said what, 12 by 18?
12 by 18. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, like the rack on one side of it, and then the deadlift opposite it, and then just figuring out like which wall to hang the barbells on. What am I going to do for weight storage as well? It'd be
That's
sweet if I could find a way to get a hyper in there as well, man, because like that's been a welcome part of my training regimen.
well, honestly, dude, the best part is about building it to spec, like, is you can you
What's
get to
your
look around and see what go on in the gym radar and pull up the shed gyms and just see how the guys got it all laid out, man. Like
Yep.
yeah.
that's
Yep.
the absolute fucking bomb right there, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm excited for
Yeah,
that
I
to
would
get
just
that.
double check your zoning codes and just see what you can get away with, because that 216 square feet that you're at with 12 by 18, you might be cutting it close there where you
But if
just
I
want to
if
make
I
sure.
go a lot shorter, then it's something that it's not that I wouldn't be happy with it, but it's just not what I want, and it's not
Yeah,
like it's not optimal. And this is a pretty big investment, and so
yeah.
I want to make
But you want to do
sure
it
that
right.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you might want to go 11 by 18 to be 198 if that's your magic threshold number.
yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like it's not going to cost anything else wherever you're buying or building the shed,
Hmm.
but you might be able to save yourself thousands of dollars of permits and time.
Yeah.
But what's your township?
New Britain Borough in Pennsylvania.
Have you considered digging into the side of a hill?
Yeah.
Essentially like a hobbit hole, but jacked.
Just randomly
Yeah,
anywhere.
Have you thought of the mines of Moria?
that's it.
The yearn for the mines.
The yearn for the mines. The yearn for the deadlift mines.
Oh God. I I always see all of those videos of like day 375 of digging an underground tunnel in my yard. And I just realized that I don't have an underground bunker gym.
Yes.
No,
That sounds like
no,
something that somebody would say that has an underground bunker gym. Just
well, I just started Muscle Beach, so
that's it.
now
It's
I
probably
need
right
a new
underneath it.
one. Wait, this was there the whole time.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited getting you to like building a what you want just from the get go, man. That's awesome.
I know. I
Like
know.
we have,
I've
my place in the gym, my rack goes the only place it could go because there's a slight slope on the floor,
Yep.
and I'm looking where this the door and stairs are between the two garage bays. I'm like, if you were literally just a foot and a half fucking wider, I could turn this 90 degrees and slide this rack right into the back, and have so much more friggin' room for activities in the center. But you know, it could be worse for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, building it to your own specs is pretty friggin' awesome. I'll tell you, it doesn't, you know, like you're saying, man, the gear that you got right there, that's fucking sweet right there.
That's
Guys want all this fucking tons and tons and tons of stuff, and it's like, okay, man, like, but you get a good rack, good bar, and some good plates. Fuck, Bob's your uncle, man.
my one buddy who's helping me does have a home gym, and he keeps telling me, he's like, yeah, but then you're gonna want this, and then you're gonna want that, then you're gonna
You
want
will.
this, and he's right, obviously, but you don't have to have all of that.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Well,
I
it's true.
just want to be bougie. What? I don't see anything wrong with that.
But it
Just
depends on your
because I want
personality
every
too.
gym ever doesn't mean it's not wrong.
I mean, everything about it is right. Everything about building a home gym is right. Like, there's nothing like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I don't think comes up very often.
Yeah.
They have fees for everything as I'm looking this up for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Fuck
looking it up
that.
as well.
Well, you
And
fancy
I'm not
pants.
seeing anything like a particular like cutoff wise. Like, it seems like it's just for all structures.
Yeah, well, so it's like a shed zoning permit,
Yeah.
but it's like you need a building permit over 1,000 square feet. That's cool. But you still have to bribe them with their extortion fee for 100 to 200 square feet. Okay, so 200 to 500 square feet, it's like an extra $60
That's
in your schedule of fees.
and that's kind of what I'm being advised to do, is just say that, like, hey, there was an existing structure there. We're just dropping something new on top
Yeah.
of it, like, and just kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. If it was already an existing structure, or just say that
Yeah.
you're don't even say that you demolished it or whatever. Just say that you're renovating it.
Yeah. I guess
Because
you just
like
gotta hope to get the right person.
yeah, I mean I would inquire if you just say that you have a structure on your property that you wanted to remodel.
Yeah.
Do you need a remodeling permit for an accessory structure?
Is there
Just
anything there? Remnants of a what was there?
there was a shed that was on cinder blocks. So like now it's just literally an empty space.
But is there still a cinder block there or any remnant?
Yeah.
Well, then it's fucking renovation.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
Well, sure. Obviously, well, not obviously. It would have stated very clearly, if what the extent of the building would be to classify as a renovation. So
Yeah.
if there's
Yeah,
a if there's still
that's definitely
crap,
the way to go is look into renovations first.
There it is. Settled.
I mean, I'm normally an expert on bird law, but
Yeah. Oh my, I talked to my lawyer and we worked it out.
well, I got a lawyer that I'm married to, so I'm. You can just basically say the same thing. I had to read all our papers during school, so I'm basically qualified.
An unofficial lawyer
It's
in another
essentially the same
country.
thing.
This is a house of learned doctors. How dare you?
Based on the advice from a dude who has been known to occasionally have relations with a lawyer in a different country.
What you mean, like an associate?
Essentially, in a way.
I think you're an official legal associate.
I told Lynn back in the day, I said, get a private practice so I can just be that guy that sits in the office reading the paper out front. I don't want to be a receptionist. I just want to be that guy that every now and then I just flip the corner down and I fucking totally eye fuck you when you come in. Just keeping an eye on things.
Just a psyop, just the sketchy dude in the
That's
corner.
it. Just that big fucking chubby guy that sits in the corner. That why are you at a lawyer's office?
Why does the lawyer's office normally they have like Motor Trend or something like that? They just have muscle and fitness.
Yeah. No, God, looks mad at me. But
Just making the implication.
yeah, that's it.
It's a weird guy reading muscle magazines.
Kurt, if you use my name, just use Esquire at the end of it.
Absolutely.
They're just gonna know I mean business.
We're nothing without formalities.
That's it. A good day to you, sir. I said good day.
I said good day. You're underestimating my sneakiness.
That's right.
Very, very sneaky.
So what else we got going on? Hey, so listen, let me ask you this, Kurt. Are you doing any other competitions? You've gotten a taste for Lift Hard, Live Easy. Are you looking to branch out?
I could. Like the ambition hasn't really been there just because.
Did you get a kilt yet? Hang on. Did you get a kilt yet?
Well,
because you're
I guess
real close,
I have
dude.
technically done a competition.
Yes, that's right. You proved, didn't you?
I've done a Highland Games.
I fucking
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm limiting the scope strictly to powerlifting there. So like that's kind of where I was originally basing my answer. So I guess to answer your question, yeah, I have done another competition.
So
But,
given how close are you to Eddie's?
About an hour. So
do
I
we got another lift for September?
Oh yeah, no. Kurt is doing it. I don't know if
yeah.
he knows that, but yeah.
Hell yeah. So I met Steve at the Lift Hard last year, like really briefly, in the middle of meeting, dozens of other people. But then I really met Steve at Eddie's event that he had near his place back in September.
I didn't realize. I'm stroking out here. I didn't realize that's where you did your show at, or your games at. Did you do it with Damies and them?
I did the one with Damies, but that was actually over in Jersey. So like Eddie ran that one meet near his house, and I think that's the one that Steve was in. And then Damies and I
didn't compete at that one. He just went to visit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm losing track. So much the athletics on you guys is just getting to me.
But then the one over in Jersey, I actually did compete in, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. But like to actually like work on it and like get like the technique down for the caber, man, like that's an
overrated.
You just zero caber and move on.
Dude, I think I turned a caber at my 6th games.
I stood up with it, and I was pretty happy with that. The fact that I was actually able to like stand there with the caber was a win for me.
The one game, the first games where I turned a caber was the one that Lydia wasn't there, and she does filming of my stuff. I don't normally ask people to film because I don't give a shit. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
And so I have no video proof. I'm texting her. I'm like, holy fuck, I just turned a caber. She's like, you got a video? No, didn't fucking happen. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
So now you have to drive down to Pennsylvania in September to turn a caber.
No, but I knew you guys take a video is what it is.
So you are going to come for that one?
Let's just fucking say that I don't mind international travel. It's only about 16 hours. That's okay for a drive.
And we may be trying to get maybe a home gym tour of Pennsylvania and New Jersey from, Massonomics.
Yeah, I mean they've kind of like asked me like when I went out for the Arnold, they're like, so what's your timeline looking like for this?
Well, we may be lobbying for them to do you guys' tour when Eddie has his games going on, so that he can, they can be there for the games as well.
Who
Oh, that'd
would
be
be
awesome.
within that window or that kind of circle? To be Dammies,
Be
you.
Damies, Kurt, Eddie. I don't know
There's
how far mostly squat videos Matt would be.
that would probably be like another
Too
like
far.
3 hour, maybe not
I
quite
mean, they,
3 hours.
they do a lot of hours though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
And
uh,
realistically, everything in the what do you guys call that? New England. It's all just the
yep.
same place, isn't it? It's about
yeah.
an hour. Everything's an hour from everything, right?
Well, especially where they managed, like Matt says, he's 6.5 hours from me,
Yeah.
and
Well,
like,
yeah, we're hitting it all down the way.
and like, Big Chris, friendly neighborhood lifter, is an hour and a half from me in the other direction.
We
So
should
like,
interview that guy about the yoke from. Just show up at his door.
oh, strong. I call him Stronger Grip, Steve.
Yeah.
Bang
Hey,
Bang
Sweat
Bang
Hog.
168.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he's fun. He's a lot of fun too. Like everyone is awesome, but like me and Steve were just like constantly joking the entire time at Chris's house, and it was great. So you're gonna really enjoy him.
No, 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 no. The guy about the yoke from. Remember you and I ran
Oh
down to
yeah,
get the
oh
yoke?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Steve, because you're getting your reverse hyper down here.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. The guy I got the yoke from.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Within like 90 seconds. You guys want to see my basement gym? Oh yeah.
I
Fucking
forgot
two
about him.
strangers walking to this house. His wife is on sitting there in her sweaty gym clothes.
Yeah,
I'm showing the guys the gym. I'm showing the guys the gym.
Is
We
that where you
stayed
got
for
your
like an
yoke?
hour.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So he came down here when they did my gym
Yeah,
tour.
yeah.
And so he threw a yoke in his Tesla. Like,
That's incredible.
so was that the morning of, or that was the
the
morning?
morning of. Yeah, the boys were showing
Yeah,
up in the afternoon for the gym tour. So I had found this yoke about what I don't know, it was half hour, 20 minutes away.
yeah,
So we roll down, and as we pull in to see dude, like he comes out and you can see like he just finished lifting, like
yeah,
he's got gym gear on and he's sweating. Bless you, my man.
Maggie.
And yeah, we're talking for about a minute or so, and I think you said something, do you know Massonomics?
yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, yeah, I know those guys. He's like, yeah, well, they're actually coming down to view my gym here in like a couple hours. And he's like, do you want to see my gym? It's like, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he just pulled us down and we sat down in his basement for about 45 minutes shooting the shit. And it
I
was
remember
funny
you
because
talking.
the small world where he's like, yeah, yeah. He's like, do you guys know Gluck? Like I bought this from Gluck. We're like, holy
Yep.
fuck, you know, the little niche world.
Oh yeah. Well, it was funny because even with Gluck, like one of my cousins bought like a adjustable bench from him, and he's like, "Yeah, I bought it from some YouTuber. Do you know Gluck?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I know Gluck."
I'm aware of the presence of that gentleman.
Yeah, it's crazy how small of a world it is. But yeah, it was. I forgot all about that with that guy. I
Yeah.
think he still trains at Lightning, but he's a friggin' doctor too.
Yeah.
Where it was like, that's good to know. Unofficially, of course.
There's
Excuse me, sir.
definitely a lot more gyms on the map. Um, between Eddie and I, because Eddie's about a like
Yep.
hour and 15 west from me. So it might be kind of like random, but there's definitely a lot of opportunities for them to get some tours in.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's just seeing how much time that they could take off too, because like if they were trying to be there for the Highland Games on Saturday, they'd
Yeah,
have to like Thursday or Friday do gym tours and then hang out with everyone for the Highland Games and then hoof it on Sunday or try and hit some home gyms on Sunday too. Just ton-
that's just what I was wondering, because I remember like with both those events, I mean they are all day commitments. Like
oh yeah,
it's sun up to sundown.
yeah. So it's like even if they were to do something where it's like, you hit just the
They could
just
just
three
run into a
gyms.
Planet Fitness. Just do a Planet Fitness. Just for
Just
some
random
filler.
Planet Fitness.
Just
That's
for some
amazing.
content filler. You know what I mean?
Just a regular Planet Fitness.
Just right. Or a fucking YMCA comparing it to the Aberdeen YMCA. And the entire video was like, "Oh, we didn't have that. We didn't have that in the Aberdeen YMCA. Oh, the one in the Aberdeen YMCA is purple or yellow or the whole time is just talking shit to some poor 18-year-old kid who's trying to fucking walk them through the facilities."
Just vlog of Eddie's home gym that he doesn't have yet, but we're all gonna just renovate. We just throw everything in his basement so that we can work out at Eddie's shed.
I think
Eddie's
we're
got
just sleeping in
three.
the shed though.
No, we absolutely need to. We need like 30 just crew members just sleeping in Eddie's 3-car garage.
But once again, we'd have to check the electrical system for CPAP usage because
Gonna run it up.
neck meat. Just
Well,
leave it there.
hang on. Matt Cesney has a generator. It'll be fine. Because he's also going, I think.
Because he's also got the neck meat going on.
Claire keeps on yelling at me. I need to start looking into CPAP, but
Oh God, dude, game changer. She kept
I
telling me,
agree. I'm just also very lazy where it took me 5 years to figure out that I have hammer toes that needed, a little cushioning underneath them. So,
like, hand to God, bud, if you go and get it, and if they determine you got like sleep apnea,
yep.
it's gonna take you 3 days, and you are just gonna feel completely different.
That's what I was
Yeah.
just about to ask. How long is the adjustment period on it?
Well, so I got mine. I honest to God, I couldn't tell you the last time I slept over 5 hours. I got mine. I laid down, I put it on, and I woke up 9 hours later in the same position.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I hadn't slept that long since I was probably 12.
Oh my
Like it's
God.
just I don't sleep that long. And anyways, it was well the therapist with the sleep therapist, Mrs. Sarah, when she looked at my file, she laughed and apologized quickly about not being professional. And she's like, "You get zero restorative sleep." Like she's like, "I don't know how you're talking to me and like awake right now." I'm like, again, I talk about the army mentality. It's like 50 milligrams, don't be a pussy, and
Yeah.
just work harder is what it is, right? So it's not the right way. That's how we burn people out. But it's yeah, but it was funny because I spent probably about 3-4 weeks sleeping through the night with it, and then it started annoying me in the middle of the night because I'd now become recovered enough that I just didn't collapse into sleep.
Right.
So I spent about another 3 years trying to find the right um, face the face
Volume.
mask. Well,
Yep.
there's like a half mask, a full mask, a nose pillow. Like there's all these different ones, and I kept going through them, and I just I'd wake up at whatever time I woke up at. I'd wake up at 6:30 in the morning for work, and oh, it's on the floor. I apparently pulled it off at some point in the middle of the night, turned the machine off, right? So, but I'd gotten past that point of exhaustion. So when I finally went, I fucked around with it for about 2 years, and I finally tried every face nose pillow that they had, and I settled on the one I didn't think would work, and that was 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and yeah, if I go a couple nights without, Lydia was away for a couple nights there last week, and I just went to bed and didn't put it on because I knew I wouldn't get fucking yelled at for snoring. And within 2 days, I'm just like, oh, like I just felt exhausted.
Yep.
So it's a
Okay.
weird device because you get it and you don't realize it's working because you suddenly feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's not until you stop it, then you start feeling like shit again. You're like, ah. Oh.
Okay.
So, anyways,
Steve, you've never looked into one?
I need to, but I
Yeah.
haven't.
Well, it's the funny one
I
too
have my
because they don't
physical in August, I think.
like guys
Yeah.
don't or not guys. People think it's all big morbidly obese fuckers, like
Mhm.
big neck
Yep.
guys. But
Over 240.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a usual indicator, right? So when I first brought it up, the doctor was like, "What's your next size? Over 17?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Bingo." I'm like, "Yeah," but he's like, "No, no, bingo, bingo. You're gonna
I'm
need
like
one."
17 and a half, so.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll need one,
Mhm.
but it's a good indicator you will. But I got buddies that are 160-pound runner types that are not big neck fuckers, but they have it. There's um there's a thing that's came out in the last few years about jaw alignment can fuck with
Hmm.
your ability with can cause apnea essentially because like
Mhm.
when you go to sleep and the laxity kicks in and it can adjust it. And I had a buddy of mine that I worked with, not a big boy, so it was strange that he had a CPAP. He had went and he'd mentioned it, I think, during a dental checkup, and the doc was like, "Let me check your jaw alignment." He did it, and he got essentially a mouth guard that he wears at night, and that cured his apnea.
Wow.
Heard of it, yeah.
Like it was something just about jaw alignment, right? So you know, it's not a straight, it's not a very simple task. It's a little bit of digging to find out what causes it. But anyway,
Because I did one of the at-home tests years ago, and like they just said, "No, you're good," which pissed me off. So I never like looked after it any further. But
yeah,
Mhm.
it sucks if you get a little bit of flippancy, but you need to find if you find somebody that understands your the girl that I went to the sleep therapist the first time. She was like, "Oh, we were talking during the first meeting." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I guess you're seeing fucking Wayne and Terry this week." And she was like, "I'm like, no, no, it's okay. We're literally all on the same powerlifting team. Like we've all discussed you." And
Yep.
and she was just like, and it's like we're explaining to her. We each individually explained to her it's a very common trait for
yeah.
lifters to have a big neck. But what was funny about it was that she got it, like she understood. So
Yep.
she was aware that it's not you weren't having it because you were morbidly obese or whatever it was. It was just
Mhm.
a byproduct of being a lifter, right? So
Yeah, that's what we're going
yeah,
Yeah. Just a happy little coincidence.
yeah, not
with.
more. Wait, morbidly obese or obese? Because
There's a
I
line. There is a very thin line that we were walking.
I have a triple digit body fat percentage, so sir, that's impossible. No, it's not.
Yeah, with that attitude.
Yeah, seems Ronnie Coleman had a body fat below zero. I
I'm an A plus.
Yeah, I've won over 100%.
I was actually negative for a while there. Wait, you mean your bank account? No.
Oh shit. All right, boys. Listen, I probably should get her going here. I gotta get
Yep.
my arse up and
All
Yeah.
right.
do some announcing
Well,
tomorrow.
on that note, we'll call it there.
Yeah.
All right. I have to stop recording.